Hello, Happiness Abounder, and welcome back. I'm so excited today to talk about something that I think we all have struggled with at some point or another. So several years ago, way before I was on my happiness journey, I had everything that I needed to have a healthy lifestyle. I was one of those people that knew how to work out. I grew up playing sports. I knew what I needed to do to eat healthy. I even had a nutritionist and a personal trainer helping me in those areas. But what happened is that I had all the information and I still couldn't move forward. I couldn't get in the routines and the happiness habits that I have in place now. And I beat myself up over it. Like, what was wrong with me? I had all the information. I had everything I needed. I could do it. I had the support system. Why wasn't this working for me? Was it the workouts? Was it the food? Was it just me? I asked all those questions. And what it came down to, as I've discovered through my happiness journey, was that it wasn't about having all the information. Helpful, yes, but it was more about clearing my emotional clutter. It's really hard to find motivation, to feel inspiration, to get up and take action when we have a cluster mess of emotions that we have not dealt with in our lives. And I'm even going as far as to say, let's imagine that those emotions reside in your body, right? And so if you have this surplus of excess emotions that don't serve you, that don't help you, it's really hard to have the emotions like motivation, inspiration, and I'm gonna say it, happiness. It's hard to take action when we are bogged down, weighed down by all the emotions that we have not explored, that we have suppressed versus expressed. And if you're a longtime listener of the show, you know that the core emotion for me that I was holding on to was anger. But anger is a blanket emotion. So it wasn't just anger, it was fear, it was sadness, there was a vulnerability there, there was some anxiety, there was this overwhelming feeling. It felt like everything was chaotic, and therefore I was putting off the things I knew I wanted to do. So the question then becomes, okay, if this is connecting and clicking for you, you're like, yeah, I have had all those things. I've had everything in place, and I haven't been able to, and I'm going to air quotes, get it together, because I think, at least for me, that's the phrase I would say in my head all the time. Get it together, Taylor. Like, you have everything you need to be successful. Get it together. But I didn't have everything I needed because I wasn't clear on my emotional management, and I wasn't able to clear my emotional clutter. So when I started my happiness journey, of course, I started with trying to give myself grace and grace to others. I started by tracking my daily successes, but I also started looking at my emotions. I started looking at how I could let go of the emotional clutter that I was so tightly holding on to, and how I could release that in a healthy way, express that in a healthy way, but then also how I could bring in more emotions that were suitable and that were helpful towards motivation, inspiration, and taking action. Helpful towards the space of not getting it together, but living in my life. Big difference. So I found some techniques. And if you're a longtime listener of the show, again, you have probably heard me talk about these techniques. You've heard me talk about slaying before. You've heard me talk about journaling. And I dare say you maybe have even heard me talk about my Happiness Abound playlist on Spotify, full of inspiring music. The reasons for those is that I have an opportunity to let go of the emotions that I'm holding on to and bring in, specifically with the playlist and a couple of other techniques, the good things that I want in my life. And once I started doing that, things started to change. It was so much easier to be able to take the action I needed to take. It was so much easier to get out of bed and feel like maybe today is a good day, instead of waking up and being like, ugh, there's so much I have to do. I know you've been there. I know I certainly have. But through understanding my emotions, I was able to get stuff done. And here's the thing, like, I know you listen and you're like, yeah, sure, maybe that worked for you. It not only works for me, I hope by now you know I'm a mentor. I'm a transformational happiness mentor. I help people be happier in their lives, and I help them get the things done that they want to get done. And all of my clients, every single one of them, in some way or another, we have focused on emotional management, and their life has changed and transformed in a way where they're getting the things done that they've been putting off for months, maybe even years. So as you're looking at your life and you're thinking to yourself, why can't I just get it together? You have all the information that you need. And I used working out as my example, but it could be anything for you. But I think working out or eating healthy, having a healthier lifestyle, whatever that means to you, is something we can all connect on, right? So whatever that means to you, whatever it is you're trying to get done, whether that's writing a book, publishing a podcast, trying to work out more frequently, getting that movement into your life, having a better relationship with your spouse, these things that you're like, I have everything I need. Why can't I take action? I want you to start exploring your emotions. Truly. Don't be afraid of the anger. Look at it, explore it. Ask yourself why. And if you'd like any help with that, I have recently, just barely, I'm actually really excited about it, as of like yesterday, I just finished my second ebook, and this one is all about getting stuff done, how to use emotional management to do the things you've been putting off to get your goals and to live your dream life. So if that is something you are interested in, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to give it to you. And it's being sold for $24.97, and I'd be happy to give that to you as a jump start for your emotional management. That has several techniques inside of it, like the 3 let go techniques that I use all the time. One of them, called Drop the Rock, is my favorite, and I don't talk about it too much on the podcast, so it's definitely a limited edition kind of thing in the book. But then also my top 3 empowerment techniques. So how do I let go of these emotions that are holding me down and holding me back, and how do I bring in the positive emotions to help me take action, get my goals, and get my dream life? So if that's something you're interested in, by all means, please reach out to me. You can find me on social media. Send me a DM on Facebook. It's Happiness Abound blog. Send me a DM on Instagram. That's happiness_bound. Or even email me at taylor@happinessabound.com. I'd be happy to provide that to you as a jumpstart to your emotional management. But even if you're not interested in the book, totally fine. I just want you to think about for a second, what emotions are you holding on to? And how are they holding you back? And stop beating yourself up for not getting the things done because you have all the information, you have all the things in place. The emotional management is that last part that you might not have known about, and it's time to start exploring them. Exploring your emotions, asking why, and finding healthy ways to express them instead of suppress them. So that's what I have for you today. I hope that this has resonated with you. I hope it's been enlightening on maybe why you haven't been able to get stuff done. And I'm actually going to share another piece on this. This is what motivated this. As I was looking back at my life, thinking about how I get stuff done and other people don't, I was really hoping and asking, like, what do you need to hear today? And this morning, I was on Facebook, and there was an ask in a group that I'm in from an individual, and they said, I have everything that I need. I've worked with trainers. I want to be healthy, and I just can't seem to maintain the habit. And you all know I'm all about happiness habits. And I was like, why wouldn't you be able to maintain the habit? And then looking back in my own life, I realized when I couldn't maintain the habit, it was always an emotional blocker if I had all the information that I needed. So I thought, why not share that here as well? Because I think we could all use the reminder, and I think that it's something we don't think about. It's so easy for coaches out there to be like, oh, do this, use this program. It's the thing that will help you. And I see this a lot with physical coaches, meaning like nutritionists, workout, personal trainers, people like that. You do their program, and that's the thing that's going to change you. But I'm going to tell you right now, those things, yes, they're great. I'm not bashing other coaches. But what I am saying is that those things don't work as well or at all if you're not focusing on the emotional management to help you have the motivation, inspiration, and drive to take action on those programs. Truly. So I hope that this has helped. I hope that this episode resonated with you. And if you or someone you know If you loved this, share it because someone you know may also resonate with it. But also, if you know someone who has been like, I don't know what to do, I've tried everything and I just can't seem to get it together, send them this episode. Let them know that there is hope. And it is as easy as understanding and managing your emotions, letting them go, and empowering yourself with new ones. So that said, have a wonderful day, and above everything else, remember, you are capable of happiness abound.